Here we are about to tour the Alexandria Hotel. We're in downtown Los Angeles. As you guys can tell, this is the outside of the hotel, which has changed over the course of 100 years. It opened up in the early 1900s. This is one of the main entrances. Now, half of the hotel is apartment living. I think it's more short term, and then the other half is blocked off and reserved for private parties, weddings, things like that. This is the lobby that used to be a bar that I learned closed during COVID. They're trying to restore it and make it like an early 1900s vibe with old Hollywood, which it was pretty cool. They had different signed pictures and things like that. There was also a cat adoption happening the same time as the tour. This is one of the original parts of the building. This is the ceiling, which I love to see the original infrastructure and even furniture that has been there since the beginning, which I don't think this was, but who knows. Craig Owens was such a great tour guide. I highly recommend if you're in Los Angeles to take one of his tours. I had done one on Hollywood Boulevard, and he showed me so many different things that I've never seen before or heard about. I wanted to give another shout out to Craig Owens, who was the tour guide on this amazing tour. I'm showing you his book, Haunted by History, right there, which I purchased at the end. So I'm excited to read it. And then there he is in the lobby. We're meeting for the beginning of the tour. This place was also the Plymouth Rock of the West Coast. Just look at artwork that's on this. It's very different. Just you'll see the at least the layout. This is the part that is still a functioning apartments for people who live there. Yes. Now, this place started as and then this part is from the private part of the Alexandria. This was originally the lobby, which they had changed over time. It looks really pretty, and it is, but compared to the photos that Craig showed us of what it was when it first opened, it is completely night and day difference. It's really a shame that they didn't keep the original architecture or even the look of it, even if it was replicated a bit. I will say that it's nice that they continued to restore it as best they could for how it is now, but I really wish that they maintained the original integrity. John Parkinson was the architect, Parkinson Bergstrom. They were hired to design this building. Albert Billicky and Robert Nolan wanted something that would stand the kind of test of time. Thank you.
Very cool camera.
Thank you.
Super 8?
Yeah, it gives like more of the vintage look. I thought it was cool.
Well, they
Thank you.
stripped it down to give it an industrial look. That's not how it originally was. Oh, there we go. So, Tad was supposed to come here in the afternoon, and everyone was in the lobby, and he was supposed to come in a certain entrance. So they had everyone on the upper level and the lower level, and they were playing Hail to the Chief, and he sneaks in for security reasons in the back way, darts behind the crowd, and goes up to the presidential suite. And so no one got really off.
This here is one of the original ballrooms that you can rent out for weddings or for private parties. The stained glass is truly incredible here, and thankfully, this room itself is protected and can't be retrofitted or changed in any way. It's on the historical archive, and this room specifically is protected.
Easy, I don't know. Ran out of manpower. Like, not enough. Not enough there. Now this is original, and I think where we're standing. Oh, just to show you, this is the Alexandria without the extension. This would be it, and this apartment right here is the apartment I would refer to as the brother. Well, he died.
This is my favorite part of the tour. If you guys know some of the lore behind the Alexandria, you know that it has a ghost wing. So this building here that I was just looking at, the one with the broken glass with the writing, it is a part of the ghost wing, and it hasn't been open to the public in a really long time. It's actually walled off completely from the rest of the building, and people haven't been inside in decades, which it's really cool to think about. Craig shared that there have been, sightings of like suitcases and toiletries and things that people left behind there on the inside.
But he had a livery stable, like right here, and he got out with like a lizard thing.
But it's so cool to know that it's like a time capsule preserved there. And there it is again. And it goes up too. You can tell that the floors are all dark, that there's no light there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, there's a way to get in there.
And if you guys are wondering why the camera is so shaky, it's because I'm using my Super 8 camera, so it does kind of become sensitive when I'm shooting different things. So I hope I'm not making you sick with all of this, but I do love the vintage effect that it gives.
To get away from the mob and waiting for them on the lobby, there's a little more security here. So a lot of the party was done upstairs. So without further ado, it's been gutted, but I'll show you what it did look like.
Now the part that we're entering now is above the original lobby. Originally, it used to be all open. So the very first floor that I showed you that was all white, and this was all open. This is above the first floor, and this is on the second floor.
There was the gentleman's grill that was up here. There was a kitchen upstairs. Even the offices for the management of the hotel was on this floor. And in this corner right here, I do know this. The corner facing Fifth and Spring, that was the ladies' lounge. And right next to it was a library full of books. But this would be the place that was very ornate, it was very beautiful. And this was a place where a lot of people come in, and especially in the movies. And but we wanted to take a look at who's down in the lobby. There would be a lot of people out there. I think the story heard around 1913, 1914. It was a guy named, it was I forgot the guy's name. He was last name was Hammer or something like that. But he was from Pasadena. He threw a barn, country barn style themed party in the fall, which I got to take people. And he gave everyone strict instructions to dress as farmers. And the room, all of it, actually had light.
This part up here is the center courtyard above the second floor that I just showed you.
This entire floor has its stories, which I tell them you cannot put them online. Is this still relevant?
Now this is the ballroom that you can see from the street level. This one is really beautiful as well. Look at these chandeliers. And Craig had shared with us that everyone back in the day was in this ballroom. It's like everyone who's who was here, including Harry Houdini, which is really cool. He showed us a picture of him sitting in this hall, but it's really cool just to explore and really look at the fine details, things that don't truly exist anymore or are made today. So that's why preservation is so important.
And you go on, you talk to the Lake Conservancy.
Bless you.
They said it was named after King Edward when coming here. And I'm just here to tell you that never happened. That was made up by. Let's go up here.
And so this part is the part of the hotel or apartment part of the Alexandria. So I just checked. I was curious to see if you could book like a one night stay, and you currently can't. I'm guessing it's more of like a week or longer or just a month. But there were definitely people coming and going. Like I said, this is the 12th floor, so I'm assuming most of the floors looked like this. And then we are heading to the Rudolph Valentino suite in the back corner. Thank you. It was really cool to walk in and experience the Rudolph Valentino suite. Just the way that it's decorated, it really just takes you back in time. Now, Rudolph Valentino himself, I learned, didn't stay here, but it's inspired by him. And just looking at the decor and the vintage furniture and the pictures on the wall, it's really a special place. I've heard that they do rent it out, so it is possible to stay here. At least I'm assuming that's what they said. But it is really cool. There's two separate rooms. There's like the bedroom when you first walk in. There's two bathrooms, and then there's like a back living area, which I'll get to here. And there was a huge cloud of smoke coming from the Roslyn Hotel, which is a couple blocks over, so we noticed that there were these huge billowing clouds of smoke.
I had napkins.
Yeah,
The cider exploded on
carpet
it.
is.
Oh, I wasn't worried.
It's just exploded on the whole thing.
That's why I brought.
Oh wait, it's smoking. Yeah, very, very much smoking.
Oh yeah.
So, fast forward to the 60s. There was a man named John S. Creed who wanted to tear this building down, and he was trying to get people to sign up as tenants, and no one would sign up, or very few people. A lot of people were saying, "Do you realize what we're talking about? Tearing this down? Do you know the history of this building?" He goes, "No, I didn't."
We had such a great visit at the hotel. Thank you so much, Craig. I highly recommend checking out one of his tours. I'll make sure to link him in the bio of the video. And then this last video, I'm driving past the outside of the Alexandria, where you get a brief viewpoint of the ghost wing. We're still going, we're still going. It's the regular hotel, and then you'll notice right there is where it switches to the ghost wing that hasn't been explored in decades.